Hello Bruce, we've got the transmission out of your 83 Mercedes. This is what it looks like when it's all apart. I'll go over some things quickly with you on what we found inside, and Eric or Amanda will contact you with the different cost estimates. We'll start with the pan. You can see that there are some little piles of metal here. So we've got a little bit of metal inside the pan. There's quite a bit. There's little pieces of brass. So you see the little piece of brass there, a little piece of brass there. So there's quite a bit. With the lights on here properly, you'll see quite a bit more. Looks like you're panning for gold almost. That material is likely to have come from the pump bushing. So the front of the transmission, you're going to have the pump. The torque converter hub is going to slide in here, and you see this pump bushing I can move. You see how easy it is for me to move. The bushing, as soon as it touches the seal, so if it migrates forward like this to touch the seal, that's when the oil is going to come screaming out of the transmission. But the fact that I can move this bushing up and down so easily like that, I know the bushing has been spinning in the pump, and the bushing itself is damaged. The pump, I'm sure, is damaged as well. If we go to put another bushing in there, if it fits really loose like this, we're not going to be able to stop that bushing from pulling forward like this and touching that seal. So the torque converter hub also is damaged. So right here where the bushing rides, that's worn away a little bit, and you can see a little bit of brass that's been sort of stuck to the converter hub. We had to pry the torque converter out when we were taking it apart. The front band, you can see the black line on the inside, the middle of the band. That's a little bit of slippage there. It's not too terrible, but on a recondition, you always want to change all the paper elements, and this would be one of the paper elements. The gears for the pump, so these gears are going to be sitting down inside this pump body. There is damage to the lug that the converter drives. You can see the nick that's missing on both sides of that drive gear. That generally is going to be from not being lined up properly when it goes to get assembled. This damage won't cause it to stop moving or anything like that, but in an ideal world, we want that side of the gear lug to look like this side. So you see how it's a square edge on that side, and this side you see there's a nick missing out of it. When we look at the clutches, they don't look too bad. There's a little discoloration, but not too bad. There's a little pieces of metal that are embedded, like there's one right there. So the metal that was running around it was embedded into the clutches. The rear planetary, it's in actually terrible shape. You can see the bluing. If you look here, you can see the color of the cage that it's all held, and you can look here, you see some extra blue. There's a lot of extra heat generated there, and when we look at the top, you can see what the pin for the pinion looks like. It goes into there's a squared off part, and you see how this one has been turning or trying to turn, and it's grooved out an area there, and that's because this pinion is seizing to the pin, so this does not rotate evenly like it should, and so these two pieces are basically welding themselves together is basically what's happening. So this rear planetary is no good. The gears that they've contacted have been heated up, so you can see the extra heat on top of this gear. It shouldn't look yellow like that, but it's not that bad. We have to see what's available for parts, but this rear planetary is no good because of that. The pump is going to be no good because of that bushing wear, and we will do up our estimates, and now you see what the inside basically looks like, and Eric or Amanda, like I said, will contact you. Thanks.